Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So, we will listen to this beautiful Avyakt Murli from Baba, where Baba is reminding us how, when we come to Baba, our life changes because we enter from a world of sorrow to the world of happiness. We are able to make connection with the ocean of happiness, sweet Baba. And then we have to stay in that ocean. So, as long as we stay in the ocean of happiness, we are always happy. But the moment we step out of the ocean and cross the line of Srimad, like Baba gives the example of how Sita, when she crossed the line of Srimad, she was abducted by Ravan. So, when we are abducted by Ravan, we also then start experiencing sorrow and suffering starts. But then, by the end of the Kali Yuga, end of the Iron Age, when Baba comes, we enter into that age of confluence, and Baba fills us with so much of divine knowledge, the understanding that we get from Baba, that it completely changes our lives. Baba inspires us to change our sanskaras, our old sanskaras. And then when we change our old sanskaras, then our world also changes. Old sanskaras and then new sanskaras. From old sanskaras to new sanskaras. From the old world to the new world. And this world is filled with happiness. So in this Murli, Baba is reminding us of a very beautiful title, that we are emperors, carefree emperors. Baba is carefree emperor and we are master carefree emperors. Because when we belong to Baba, we don't have any tensions, right? No burdens, no tension. We feel so free. We are so happy because now we know how to connect with Baba, how to experience Baba's company. So with that, let's listen to this special Murli from Baba. Let me share the screen with you all. Oh, I'm not able to see my document for some reason. Let me see. Yes, I can see now. Not able to share. Why am I co-host?
Yes, sister, you are in host.
So I'm not able to share. Why? I don't know why, for some reason. Yes, now I can share. You can see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So this Murli was spoken on 7th of May 1983, and the title of the Murli is "The World of Brahmins is Free from Sorrow." Today, the carefree emperor, the emperor who is free from sorrow, in Hindi Baba said Begampur ke Badshah, Begampur ke Badshah. So we are those. So Baba says today the carefree emperor, the emperor who is free from sorrow, has come to meet his master carefree emperors. This gathering is of the emperors of the confluence age. It is through this sovereignty that you attain your reward in the future. Bab Dada was seeing whether all the children have become emperors who are free from sorrow, that is, those who are beyond all types of sorrow. The world of Brahmins is free from sorrow. Right? Our world is free from sorrow. Souls who have a right to the confluence aged Brahmin world are carefree emperors. No? So our main title in this Murli is that we are carefree emperors free from any kind of sorrow. So Baba is asking, have you become such carefree emperors that there is no wave of sorrow even in your thoughts? Even in our thoughts, this is to be highlighted. Even in our thoughts, there should not be any sorrow. Do you experience? Because see, we experience sorrow, we feel sorrow only when we create thoughts of sorrow. So thought is the seed. So if the seed, the quality of the seed is good, then the fruit will also be according to that. So if we create good quality thoughts, we would always feel good. Bad quality thoughts, we will not feel good. So thoughts and feelings, they both are very closely connected to each other. So Baba is asking, do you experience yourselves to be the carefree emperors who are constantly on the bed of happiness? Baba always loves the word constant. So Baba is asking, the carefree emperors who are constantly on the bed of happiness in the world of happiness. There is no name or trace of sorrow in the Brahmin world or in Brahmin life. Because, why? There is no sorrow? Because there are no Brahmin treasures that are unattained. The reason for sorrow is that something is unattained. That's the reason, important reason of sorrow, for sorrow. Then Baba says attainment is the means of happiness. Underline point to be highlighted, point to be highlighted. Attainment is the means of happiness. So, to be an embodiment of all attainments means to be an embodiment of happiness. Sukh Swarup. Prapti Swarup. So, Sukh Swarup. So, have you become such an embodiment of constant happiness? Baba is asking. This is a checking point. Then Baba says the means of happiness are relationships and wealth in particular. So the two things that helps us to experience happiness are relationships and wealth. So just think about it. You have attained the relationship of eternal happiness, have you not? In terms of relationships, if even one relationship is missing, there are then waves of sorrow. See, even one relationship is, if we miss one relationship, then that relationship will not help us experience happiness, right? Because either we are missing that relationship, or maybe that relationship is not that healthy. So Baba says in the Brahmin world, what we are learning here is that all relationships with the Father are eternal. So we experience all relationships with Baba. So we don't experience any sorrow, because who is Baba? Baba is the ocean of happiness. So Baba is asking Is even one relationship lacking? All relationships are imperishable, and so how could there be waves of sorrow? In terms of wealth, all the treasures, or the elevated treasure of all wealth, is the wealth of knowledge through which you can automatically attain all types of wealth. So, wealth of knowledge is the main one. If we have wealth of knowledge, then all other different types of wealth it will be easy for us to experience that. That's why Baba says knowledge is the source of income. We get the knowledge, the right knowledge, the true knowledge, and then other things become easy for us. So since you have attained wealth and relationships, you are in a carefree world. You are the children and the masters of the world of constant happiness. That is, you are the emperors. Have you become emperors or are you becoming that? Baba is asking. We have already become that, right? We can answer that. We are already the emperors of happiness. So, what does Bab Dada think when he sees or hears of your waves of sorrow? That you are children of the ocean of happiness, that you are carefree emperors. So, how can there be waves of sorrow? So, if we are with the ocean of happiness, then we should never experience waves of sorrow. We should always experience waves of happiness. So, Baba says, you must definitely have gone outside the boundary of the world of happiness. You got attracted to one artificial attraction or another, or some artificial form, just as now Baba is relating this to the story of Ramayana. As it is shown in the memorial of the previous cycle, that Sita was attracted and crossed the line of the code of conduct. That is, she crossed the boundary of the world of happiness, and where did she end up as a result of that? In the cottage of sorrow. So it's actually Shokvatika. They say Ashokvatika, but actually it is Shokvatika, where she ends up with so much sorrow in the world of Ravan. So Baba says, when you are within the boundary, Baba has given us the Srimad. So we have to stay inside that line of Srimad. That means we have to follow all the disciplines. We have to follow all the directions. As long as we are accurately following Baba's directions, we are safe. But the moment we disobey, then what happens? We are attacked by Ravan, abducted by Ravan, and then we start experiencing sorrow. So that's why Baba is telling us that stay within the boundary. So when you are within the boundary, you experience happiness even in a jungle, and fortune even in renunciation. So this is very important understanding that Baba gives to us, that there is fortune even in renunciation. त्याग में ही भाग्य है. When we renounce, then we create fortune. For example, we renounce our sleep, we get up at Amrit Vela, and we create our fortune for so many birds. Right? So Baba says, you are emperors without even as much as a shell. Even in the beggarly life, you lead the life of a prince. You experience this, do you not? So when Baba had come in Mount Abu, Baba and many children, they had to go through many challenges. Yeah, because whatever wealth Baba had, that wealth was used up for 14 years when they were in Pakistan. All the money got used up, and by the time they came to India, they did not have much wealth. So they had to go through all those challenges, beggary life. But then, still, they were living a life of a prince. So Baba is reminding that you experience this, do you not? What do you experience when you come to Madhuban, away from the whole world? It is in a small place, in a corner of the world. So at that time, if there would not be any food, then Baba would take all the children in the jungle, and then they would all enjoy the berries and all the fruits over there. And by the time they would be back, they would be full. So they would not even feel like eating anything. And they would not even feel that they did not have any lunch or anything, because they were very well fed in the jungle. So that was the yukti that Baba would use, in those days. So that's what Baba is saying, that they, even though they did not have anything, still they were living like a prince, enjoying their every moment. So Baba says, Madhuban is a small place in a corner of the world, but as soon as you arrive here, you say that you have reached a world that is even more elevated than the golden aged world. So you experience happiness in a jungle, do you not? So Madhuvan, one means jungle, and Madhu means sweet. So there is the sweet knowledge, the sweet vibrations, the sweet atmosphere in Madhuban. So that gives that fills the soul with so much happiness, so much contentment. So that's what Baba is saying. So you experience happiness in a jungle, do you not? You experience the dry mountains to be a world of happiness as elevated as diamonds. You experience your world to have changed. In the same way, wherever you Brahmin souls may be, even amidst an atmosphere of sorrow, you are like a lotus. See, you are detached from sorrow, carefree emperors. So lotus stays in the mud, but still it maintains its beauty. Similarly, Baba says, even if the atmosphere is not that of happiness, but still you are able to maintain your happiness, because you are like a lotus flower, detached, completely detached from sorrow and suffering. Then Baba is telling us many different types of sorrow that are there in the world, which we do not experience. Even if we have that, but we don't experience sorrow. So Baba says, no waves of the sorrow of some physical illness, no waves of the sorrow of a wasteful upheaval in your mind, no waves of the sorrow of a lack of attainment of perishable wealth, no waves of the sorrow of your weak sanskaras and nature or those of others, no waves of the sorrow of the atmosphere or vibrations, or waves of sorrow based on relationships and contacts pull you to themselves, do they? So this is the list of sorrow that people usually go through. Sorrow because of physical illness, sorrow because of waste thoughts in the mind, sorrow because of lack of attainment of perishable wealth, then sorrow due to one's own weak sanskaras and nature or those of others, or sorrow because of negative atmosphere or vibrations, or sorrow that is based on relationships and contacts. So these are, it's a long list. Physical illness, waste thoughts in the mind, lack of attainment of perishable wealth, then because of our own weak sanskars, nature, or those of others, or because of the atmosphere or vibrations, or because of relationships and contacts. So how many? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 different types of sorrow which people out there in the world experience, which we don't experience. So Baba says, you are detached, although we also go through all of that. Physical illness, sometimes waste comes, and weak sanskars, nature. So all of this, we are also influenced by all of that. But if we remember Baba, if we keep Baba with us, then we will not have any sorrow. So Baba is saying, you are detached from them, are you not? When your world changed, when your sanskars changed, this is important, I think in Sunday's Murli, last Sunday's Murli, Baba said, sanskar parivartan se sansar parivartan. So when our sanskaras changes, our world changes. Your nature also changed, and you therefore became part of the world of happiness. In fact, you became beggars. That is not even your body, the home belongs to you. Baba always says that first you have to become a beggar before you become prince. So from beggar to prince. So you have become beggars, have you not? However, you also became the masters of all the Father's treasures. You became self-sovereigns. Do you have such intoxication and happiness? So who am I? I am a master of all the Father's treasures. I am a self-sovereign soul. So Baba is asking, do you have happiness and intoxication? This is known as being a carefree emperor. So we are carefree, we don't have any tension, we don't have any burden because we know that who we are masters of all the treasures that belongs to Baba. Everything that belongs to Baba belongs to me. So that intoxication keeps us free from any burden. So Baba is asking, all of you sitting here are emperors, are you not? Is the condition of your kingdom fine? Now Baba is asking about our inner kingdom. How is our inner kingdom? What's going on inside? So the inner kingdom has the ministers, right? So our mind, our intellect and sanskaras, these are the 3 ministers. And I, the soul, am a king in this kingdom who is always seated on the throne here at the center of my forehead as a self-sovereign soul. So if the king is powerful, in any kingdom, if the king is powerful, then the ministers will also listen to the king. And the subjects will also obey the orders of the king. So the 5 senses are our subjects. So our senses will then listen to us. If I, the soul, the king is powerful. And that is what we experience. When we are with Baba, we draw powers from Baba and we feel so elevated. And when we are seated like a king on the throne of our forehead and also Baba's heart throne, then everything will be under our control. Mind, intellect, sanskaras, all the 5 gross senses will be under our control. So that's what Baba is asking. Is the condition of your kingdom fine? Are all the workers in your kingdom working under your orders? So these are our workers. The 3 ministers and the 5 senses, the subjects. None of them are deceiving you, emperors, are they? Are all the workers in your kingdom those who say, "Present, my lord," or "Yes, my lord"? Do you hold your own court? See, this is important. Brahma Baba used to hold the court. Every night before he would go to bed, he would call all the senses, his mind, his intellect, and he would ask, "Mind, what did you think throughout the day? Intellect, what decision did you make throughout the day?" And then also he would ask every gross sense organ, eyes, what did you see? Ears, what did you hear? Tongue, how did you speak? All of that. So he would do this checking every night. Even, before he got the knowledge in his, when he was doing his jewelry business, at that time also he would do this exercise. He would talk to his own mind. So Baba says, a court of kings is held to check that all the workers are working correctly. Is your treasure store full of all treasures? Is your treasure store full to the extent that even if you constantly donate as a great donor, the treasure would still be unending? Do you check this? So our treasure store should always be full. Just like a king who is prosperous, his treasure store is always full. Similarly, we should also be like that. Baba says, because we have become Baba's children. And Baba is the richest in the world. And being his children, we also are the richest. Because we take his inheritance. So Baba says, you have become Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. You have become yogis. Therefore, you don't forget to check yourself in the intoxication of this carelessness, do you? Constantly check the activities of your kingdom. Do you understand? You know how to check, do you not? This gathering is of the majority of those who are mature and experienced. To be experienced means to have authority. Baba always says authority. Experience is the best authority. So we have to have experience. Like yesterday, Baba gave us the blessing that you have to experience every virtue. Right? Every virtue, every power we should be able to experience. And we can experience that only when we experiment with them. So keep experimenting with all these virtues and powers. And when we experiment, we get the results. And then this is how we become experienced. And then with authority, we can say, this works, this does not work. Right? Achha. So what authority? The authority of self-sovereignty. You are those with such authority, are you not? You have just come today. You have come to have yourselves checked and to claim the certificate, have you not? To see that you are proper emperors, have you not? You will go back with a certificate for whatever type of king you are, will you not? Whether you are a king in name only or a king in your activities as well, you will be able to see all of that for yourself in the palace of mirrors. So, Baba has given us the mirror of knowledge. So, with that mirror, we can see everything, whatever we are doing. So, we can see our results. Acha, to the carefree emperors who constantly stay in the world of happiness, to the powerful souls who constantly have a right to the kingdom, to those who are constantly beyond all waves of sorrow and who are loving to the Father, the bestower of happiness, to the elevated souls who are authorities of experience, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So Baba says namaste to us, and we also say, we spiritual children say namaste to our spiritual father. Now Bab Dada is meeting Dadis. Baba is saying Bab Dada is pleased to see all the children who are equal to the father. Souls who are constantly equal to the father are loved a great deal. So this whole gathering is of souls who are equal. So Dadis are all equal to Baba. So Bab Dada always sees the souls who are equal to him as his companions. Such children are with him when he tours around the world and also when he goes to look after the children. They are constantly with him, and this is why the souls who are equal are constant yogis. They are not those who have to have yoga, but they are always merged in love. So these dadis, they would always be with Baba, always merged in love. They are never separate, and so what would they remember? They have natural remembrance. When you are together, you automatically remember. So the stage of the souls who are equal is that of being together and of being merged. So at every step, the children are constantly in the front and the father is behind them. They are constantly in the front in every task. The children are in the front, and the father not only gives a powerful current, that is Sakash, but also gives the experience of his constant company. So Baba gives Sakash and also company. Just as the father gives a powerful current, so too the children who are equal also become those who give a powerful current. This is such a gathering, is it not? This is the special rosary of the special beads. The rosary is being prepared by itself. It does not have to be prepared, but it is being prepared automatically. If numbers were announced and or given, then questions would arise, but you are automatically being set number wise. Acha? Then Bab Dada is meeting a separate group of Kumars. So Baba says a godly youth group. In the world, those youths carry out their task according to their own intellects. But their task is to destroy things. This is what the worldly Kumars they do. They get agitated, they get influenced, and then they want to destroy everything. They're impatient. Right? So Baba says your task is to remain constantly cooperative in the task of establishment. So what is our task? Our focus is on establishment. Right? So Baba says if any excuse or problem arises, are you able to find a solution to that easily? Bab Dada constantly has hopes in the group of Kumars. If all the youth were to maintain courage and enthusiasm and be constantly victorious, they could hoist the flag of victory in the world and tour around the whole world. See what Baba is saying? You are progressing in the constantly flying stage. None of you are in the stopping stage, are you? Youth group means those who do constantly powerful service. Youth can do whatever they want. Those youths do destructive things, whereas you carry out the task of establishment. They create peacelessness. So when they destroy, they create peacelessness. Whereas you are embodiments of peace, who spread peace. So who am I? I'm an embodiment of peace. I spread peace. Many preparations are being made for Kumars. You are such strong Kumars that you never fluctuate. Let it not be that your name is glorified here, but that as soon as you go there, you go back into the old world. After going from Madhuban, people go back to the old world. So some Kumars first move along in service with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm, but when there is the slightest conflict, they then go back into the old world. Do you like picking up things that you have let go of? All of you have renounced the old world, have you not? If there are any strings tied, you would continue to move about. So constantly consider yourself to be a godly youth group. If all you Kumars become refreshed and go back, having become filled with all treasures, then all those seeing you would say that you have come back as deity souls. So create such a plan of wonders. Even the government is afraid of youth. You will become instruments to show the path to the government. Let Kumars always create powerful plans for service. However, there also has to be constant balance of remembrance and service. So this is very important. You have to have constant balance of remembrance and service. Acha? Oh, there's more. When you have a good morning of remaining constantly free from obstacles, you will remain free from obstacles all the time. It is said whatever you do in the morning, that stays with you throughout the day. So if we remain free from obstacles in the morning, then throughout the day, we will not have any obstacles. So when it is the good morning of the golden age, you will remain free from obstacles. It is now the good morning for becoming free from obstacles. You say good day, do you not? Do you say good morning? It is good day and good night. So to be constantly free from obstacles means, may you have a good morning of remaining free from obstacles. Acha. Then at the time of farewell, Baba is saying the mercy of the Sadguru has become your inheritance. Therefore, you don't even need to have the thought, have mercy. You are the children of the seed of the tree. And so you have naturally attained the omens of Jupiter and the blessings of the Guru. There is no need to ask for them. You have become free from asking for them and have also been liberated from having any thoughts of them. Does anything remain for which you have to ask? You have become the crown of the Father's head. See, who am I? Crown of the Father's head. What would such a child ask for? So, congratulations and love and remembrance to all the children for the day of the seed of the tree and the omens of Jupiter. Sure. So, that was maybe Thursday. And for you also, I think it is Thursday, right? Thursday morning. Acha. Om Shanti. So you can sit in silence for a few minutes and then maybe you can share whatever touched you from this Murli. Om Shanti. Yes, anyone wants to share? Can share now.
Om Shanti Kanishta Ben. Om Shanti. You know, I always love this title, this Begum Purke Befikar Bacha. And, you know, Baba always says, you know, when you want to entertain yourself, listen to some songs and all. And whenever this particular title comes, you know, I used to listen to lots of these old songs. I don't know if you remember one very old song. What if the shop owner tries to raise the price and put you in debt? Don't worry, be happy. And very recently, I remember I don't remember the movie. All is well. मुर्गा क्या जाने अंडे का क्या होगा कोई क्या जाने फ्यूचर तेरा क्या होगा अरे खुशी रहो I used to listen to so many more दिल की चा तमन्ना है कि मर जाए आज so these kind when the title come you know these songs used to really pull but today just to one word Baba says I belong to Baba मेरा सब कुछ तेरा you take care, you do what you want, the burden is yours, I'm going to run away. I think I love this title. It gives you, you know, the Bollywood song Kabhi. I don't know, I find very great listening to these songs. Plus, and today just Baba said, मैं किसकी हूँ? I belong to you, just you. And sometimes nowadays there's one new thing, मैं हूँ ना, I am there, don't worry, be happy. I think this is what I take from the Murli, irrespective of any other Gyan points. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So Baba seeing the, the master care embrace. So, master care embrace means no worries, no sorrow. They are constantly on the bed of happiness. They're enjoying the world. So sorrow comes because there is something that you have not attained. So if there is even a wish to attain something, then that is also will become a root cause for the sorrow. Whereas, so we being the children of Baba or God have attained everything. So that is the biggest attainment that we all can think of attaining. And I like when Baba said the wealth is the biggest, the wealth of knowledge is the biggest wealth through which we can attain all types of wealth. So once we get this right knowledge, right, through which uh, all other wealth, all other outcomes, everything can be solved, even in the world also in the physical world also we know that those who have their income is based on to the extent that they have studied or to the extent that they have accumulated to the worldly knowledge. So similarly here I guess here whatever secrets that Baba has revealed to us and to the extent that someone has mastered and all that, accordingly they will have a stage of happiness. Accordingly, they will be stabilized on the bed of happiness. So that's the takeaway from me. Thank you.
Okay, so everyone is done, then maybe can we close with meditation?
Yes, Kanishka, then in the interest of time, let's move on to meditation.
Okay. So let's see ourselves as carefree emperors, always merged in the ocean of happiness, free from any wave of sorrow, always intoxicated, always filled with joy, always keeping the attainments in front of us as attainments is the source of happiness. So I, the soul, am a true Brahmin because I am always happy, always carefree, always flying. Om Shanti. Okay, so Om Shanti. I will take leave now from everyone.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Kanishka sister. Thank you, Divine Family. Let's experience this state of being the Begum Baksha as a practice for the day. And we meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.